All right, we're live, motherfuckers. Welcome to the Keyboard Warriors, presented by CrossFitMA.com. My name is Eddie Law. Of course, with us as usual from LA, we got Jesse Rubalcaba and out of Dayton, Ohio, Fred Kirby. All right, fellas, we had fights this last weekend. I know you guys watched them. I wasn't able to, but let's just shoot real quick actually on Canelo Triple G. Because we talked about it a little bit between us, really, and on Twitter and all that. But if for anyone that missed it or didn't pay attention or doesn't give a shit about boxing, Canelo Triple G was a pretty close fight. I had it for Triple G clearly. And I thought it was like close, but I thought it was clear.
Listen. I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm sorry to cut you off. But that's it. Anybody who happens to watch, you can put it right there, Jack. If Eddie, the cocksucking Mexican, says that another Mexican lost, you can put it, fucking take it to the bank, put it in the pipe, and smoke it. Jesse, did you happen to catch that fight?
I caught a little bit of it, yeah.
From what you've seen, who do you think won that fight?
Do you want my honest opinion?
Yeah. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. I hope not. Don't pull your Mexican flag out here. I was fixing to make a goddamn point. Don't ruin it.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me set up this flag right here behind me as I talk about this fight. No. You know what? You're right. You have to be either Canelo Alvarez or his wife or his mama, maybe, to see that fight for him. And that's pretty much the only people that saw that fight, even a draw. Anything besides Triple G winning that fight, I don't know. I don't know what you were watching. Good old Adelaide Bird. I don't know what she was doing.
Oh, shit. Okay, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The two most Mexican cocksuckers on Twitter just told you that Canelo lost. Goddamn. And listen, I will give it to you. Eddie, you're right, dog. It was a close fight. It was not a blowout. Canelo did still on Triple G a few good times. It was not a runaway. That being said, Triple G definitely won the fight. And let's talk about Miss Bird for a minute. Miss Adelaide Bird, who scored the fucking contest 118 to 110 in favor of Canelo. Now, for those of you who didn't see the fight, it may have been close and all, but there's no fucking way that Canelo fucking only lost 2 rounds. The way that score goes, that means she gave Triple G 2 rounds of that fight.
Ridiculous.
That is okay. For a moment, that's the biggest motherfucking headline coming out of this fight. That scorecard, real talk, as huge as that fight was, as big as it was for boxing, the biggest fucking storyline coming out of that fight was that fucking broad scoring that card. So let me pose a question to you guys. We deal with this shit in boxing. We deal with this shit in MMA, blah, 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 bad judges. What's the fucking line, man? At what point, how bad does a decision have to be before somebody has to step in and go, you know what, big girl? Yeah, we're taking this right from you. I mean, that was just, I don't understand. Listen, Eddie's right, or I'm sorry, Jesse's right. It's not even a draw, but the draw I can forgive. Fair enough. I don't think so, but fair enough. 118 to 110 in favor of Canelo is not explainable. Like, she needs to be fired.
But did you hear what they said? She may miss the rest of this year as a judge. May. That means that they're probably not going to do anything to her. They're going to allow her to keep doing this stuff. See, and I don't think the problem. I don't think the problem is the commission at this point. I think it's the fact that we have such old ideas of these people. Like, well, I've been a judge for this long. You know, I might as well keep doing it. When you have as many, because think back to how many times you can go back and look at a bad decision and the names. It's usually the same. I'm pretty sure every MMA fan knows Adelaide Bird just because she gives bad decisions. I'm sure boxing is the same way as well. They know she has some shady, postings on there when she puts up, her scorecards. Everybody's like, oh, God, what is she doing? As a friend of mine was saying, when you're the wife of somebody and, you get the job just because you're good at one thing and it's not watching fights, it's not the right thing to do, man. She shouldn't be there.
Bro, one of the people on the Nevada State Athletic Commission, an executive director, I forget what his name was.
Bob Bennett.
I read a quote after the fucking goddamn shit, after the fight, and I forget verbatim what he said, but basically what he said was, we know she kind of botched this one, but next time she'll knock it out of the park. Now, that knock it out of the park line is verbatim what he said at the end.
I'll find that.
I read it because when I did the quick little recap shit that I do on SoundCloud, I was researching it and I read the fucking quote on that little thing. He said next time she'll knock it out of the park. I don't even know where to begin with that. That's so not fucking okay. What in the fuck? First off, what's up with the baseball reference? Baseball sucks dick. Fuck knocking it out of the park. This isn't baseball, dick fuck. And B, what are you talking about next time? I mean, this was like, fucking fight of the century, man. Like this was the best boxing match we've actually been able to put together in a month of fucking Sundays. There isn't a next time. And like Jesse said, this fucking broad's known for making bad decisions in MMA. This isn't an isolated incident.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Bob Bennett. Bob Bennett's been like every like media outlet's been talking about Bennett. He's been like fucking like just defending the shit out of her, saying that she just had a bad day. Like, what does that mean? A bad day? Like, a bad day is I got a flat tire and I had to get a spare. I put my spare on there. I sweat my ass off and went to work half an hour late. That's a bad day.
A bad day is calling that fight a draw.
That's bad.
Okay, a bad day is giving Canelo the fight by a round.
Yeah,
giving Canelo that fight by fucking 10 rounds.
Okay,
I swear to Christ.
Hey, would you use the word corruption? Would you use the word corruption? The way that Teddy Atlas, for anyone that missed it, Teddy Atlas went off after the fight, talking about boxing, corruption in boxing and all this shit. Would you use the word corruption to describe what happened that night?
I don't think I would say corruption, but I tell you what, it's just because my fucking knowledge is limited on the subject, man. Fucking maybe. I tell you what, there is no earthly explanation for that fucking scorecard, man. I mean, that is fucking horrible. Makes zero sense. I mean, what does corruption mean? Like, is she getting leaned on by the mob, the Mexican mafia? I mean, I don't know exactly what. I don't want to get into the fucking Tower 7 area with Eddie Bravo type shit. But fuck, man. Maybe.
How about this, Fred? Though, would it be fair to be having parties like dinner parties and stuff, and having those judges come and partake in those things when you're the promoter, when you're promoting, and they're judging one of your fighters in a couple days? Mm-hmm. Is that appropriate? Would that fall under the category of corruption? I mean, that word. I think Teddy knows exactly what's going on here, because when you see a fight that badly scored, that somebody really had to make it just, such a horrible decision. They weren't watching the fight, obviously, or they were told, hey, we can't have him winning. We can't have Triple G winning. It's either got to be one way or a draw, one way or the other. Because like you said, the draw you could at least understand, but it completely the other way. I mean, you can't even explain that away, man. That's complete corruption, in my opinion. And I get you don't want to say it, but I mean, come on. How else do you justify those numbers? You can't.
Pretty fucking bad scorecard, man. I mean, I really don't know how you get there either.
And it just looks bad all over the place, right? And I don't disagree with the word corruption, right? Because it's definitely possible. But goddamn. Plus, I mean, you can nitpick it, Eddie Bravo style, right? Triple G's older. Canelo's 27 years old. Plenty of fights left. Plenty of money to be made off Canelo, right? With all the fights he's got left. So I don't completely rule it out, but definitely I saw that I was like, ooh, shit. Like Bob Bennett gonna have something to say about that. Real quick on the comments. What's up, Gary Coaston? He says she's been on the take since the Holyfield versus Lewis fight. Also, what up, y'all? What's up, Gary? And then Raider in the house saying, also, why do we have people who judge boxing judging MMA as well? Do these same judges even understand MMA? Now, that's interesting because she was supposed to do UFC 216. Now, a report that like on Sunday or a Monday came out and said, that she was off 216. But Bob Bennett came out and said that hasn't been decided yet. That's, we don't want someone like her judging MMA for sure.
Yeah, for sure. We definitely do need to kind of do something about this. I don't understand why we can't. I don't know, man. There needs to be some like classes or fucking something for these people to take. They can't just be fucking sweeping up old boxing fucking judges. Adelaide Bird. Yeah, like you said, this old fucking broad's fucking judging MMA and Bahushi, fucking Bruce Lee's stepdaughter. Like how the fuck what the fuck makes her so qualified to judge all these high profile combat sports fucking fights? I mean, she's getting so many egregious numbers. Like, who are you? What makes you qualified to judge combat sports?
She's a referee's side piece or something like that.
Yeah,
or wife.
I mean,
I don't remember which one of those.
Bro,
it is,
yo, dog, I seen a picture of the lady, and you know, all due respect, no, she ain't nobody's side piece, dog. That's like the name piece you don't want to go home to.
No, seriously, she is one of those. That's how she's gotten this job for so long. Because
maybe she gives.
I knew you were going with that shit.
I was just gonna say maybe she gives a mean Hummer.
That's what I'm saying. Anyway,
I volunteer Fred to go find out. But yeah,
at least she'd be serving some fucking good purpose. She can suck my fucking dick. Be better than her judging fights, for Christ's sakes.
But I think that's the problem, right? I think the problem is that we have not enough judges that are willing to do this job because they don't get paid a lot of money. They really don't. Just like refs, they don't get paid a lot of money. They're not getting rich off of this stuff. You know, it's a passion thing, right? You don't have enough of these fighters, guys that really know how MMA works, how boxing works, getting in there and, you know, sitting down and watching these fights because they don't get paid enough.
Well, let's just change that. I mean, let's just change it. Let's just pay these fucking people more while we're on it. And I'm not being fucking sarcastic here. Let's pay the goddamn school teachers a little more. It is a little ridiculous how some people who are very fucking crucial and important to society or to the makeup of something like MMA, the judges, they're kind of fucking, and the refs, that's pretty important shit, man, for them to be like, yeah, we'll pay you a few $100. Fucking everybody else on the card's making millions, the UFC's making millions, and then the judges get paid $300 to show up. That is a little ridiculous. Maybe they should be getting paid a little more money. I'm not saying they should be getting paid Big Bank Hank, but what the fuck, right? Pay them enough money that makes it worth it for them to do their fucking job well.
But you have to understand, this is a commission job. This is a state job, which they don't pay, you know, they don't have a lot of budget to pay. Of course, big markets like, you know, New York, Vegas, California should have, you know, a good, you know, amount to pay these guys. But what do you guys think about, because I know it was thrown around a lot before when we were having a lot more problems in the judging. What do you guys think about doing what the NFL did? Go out, get your own like set of referees and pay these guys to do this job. And that's it. No. That's all they do. They follow your company around and that's what they do.
No, absolutely not. And I tell you what, that would be okay with me if goddamn cocksucking California and Nevada wasn't making so much money. Tell you what I'd do if I was the goddamn UFC. I say, Nevada, you get your shit together with these judges or these refs, or guess what? There won't be no more cocksucking UFC events in Nevada. Fuck Vegas. People say, Vegas, the fight capital of the world. Yeah, because people keep throwing fights there. They had the Thriller in goddamn Manila. And guess what happened? It was a thriller. And no matter where the fuck you have fights at, if it's big names, goddamn it, they will come. They'll flood motherfucking Cleveland, Ohio if they have the right fight here. We'll find the fights. We don't need Vegas. We don't need Cali. We don't need no goddamn body. Clean that shit up, or we're not bringing our fucking product, our sport back to your goddamn punk-ass state. Vegas ain't the only goddamn place in the world to hold fights. I mean, I get that it's big, but at a certain point, like you said, fucking Jesse, Cali's got money. Vegas got money. Texas, for all your horse shit, y'all got money. Y'all want to have fights? Have fucking, you know, fuck at least competent judges and refs. These goddamn ridiculous people you got in there doing the job. Come on, man. Put out a little bit of coin so the motherfuckers, you know, listen, man. Adelaide Bird fucked boxing. Like the whole sport. Like, listen, Triple G and Canelo and Oscar De La Hoya's thong wearing ass. They all deserve their credit. Oscar made the fight happen. Canelo and Triple G showed up. That was a very good boxing match. It was exciting. The last 2 or 3 rounds, they fucking got after it. It was planning to be a great night had Triple G just got what he deserved. Yeah. And she came in and fucking took a shit on the whole thing. And now look at us. a goddamn shitbird MMA podcast talking about that egregious decision in what would have been a great night for boxing. Like you gotta do something about that kind of shit, Jack.
Yeah, and Bob Bennett was like, oh, you know, she feels awful. She just feels awful. Shut the fuck up.
No
Shut
shit.
up.
Does she feel as bad as Triple G? What the
Right?
fuck? Or the
And
people that
Canelo
bet money
on
on
top of
Triple G that night?
Hey, the Vegas had to do refunds. There was refunds because of that draw.
Jesus
Fuck,
Christ.
that made a big mess for everybody. That's why I find it difficult to believe they haven't done that. They're not gonna do something about it.
Yeah, they did refunds for everybody except for those random fucks that bet that it would be a draw at 1,000,000 to 1 odds.
That's fucking insanity.
On the comments, somebody was asking who was the judge on the Ali Quinto fight and the Masvidal.
Yeah, pretty
It's
Rose.
Doug Crosby.
Who?
Yeah, Doug Crosby.
Doug Crosby?
Yeah, that's who that was. That's the guy that has that like I don't know, like stunt company or something, and he's had problems with Longo's people. So yeah, he has a reason not to judging, and he still sits in there and doesn't tell the commission anything, just judges fights in a bad way.
I remember that. That pissed me the fuck off too. Our boy Jeremiah in the comments here saying, I didn't watch the fight, but all the highlight clips are of Canelo. Yeah, of course they are. And then Rose is the one that asked a question about Quinta and the Masvidal fight. Gary saying MMA has been around for a good long while. There should be qualified judges to score it. And then he says, I work in the kitchen for a living. Wish I had a steak gig for real.
I mean,
who doesn't? Those are the safest jobs, dog.
It seems like they could get better judges, man. There's got to be a little bit of money, a little coin somewhere for them to fix this up, man. I'm sure the judges don't need that much, but I mean, if that's one of the reasons, and it's a good point, everybody wants to get paid a little bit. It makes you want to do your job a little better when you're getting paid properly. So something's got to happen.
But it's also the thing, Fred. Some of these refs and judges get paid, to travel. They get their hotel, their flight, everything, on the company. $100 a night. I mean, it's not the worst proposition to be a judge, but it is the fact that these guys are enticed to do these stupid things, like judge a fight differently, or because they get coaxed by somebody, because they got lavish dinners out of it, whatever. It's a balance, right? We got to find a balance there.
I think the importance of the fights in the card kind of matter too. If you're judging fucking John Jones DC2, if you're judging a championship fight, if you're judging fucking Canelo Triple G, you should be getting paid more than somebody that's judging a couple of shitbird boxers that nobody's tuning in to see or nobody cares about. And B, you should have more, you should have higher quality of judges that demand that higher paycheck, just like anything else, right? Shouldn't be like, okay, Triple G Canelo, one of the biggest fucking fights in years in boxing. We'll just hustle up the first 3 assholes that put their hands up. I mean, there should be some kind of standard set for these bigger fights, man. They made kind of a big deal about who the ref was going to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like in Floyd and Connor, there was a big deal made about these things. Maybe there should be. Maybe you should look at that shit, man. It's just insanity.
At this point, you know what? Someone that should do their fucking job and call that shit out? MMA media journalists. That's part of your job, motherfuckers. They release that information. You go fucking research these motherfuckers, see their decisions, and then make a fucking big deal about it. They suck.
Yeah.
If Bird comes up on any card, especially MMA cards, but Bird comes up to judge any fight, you should be writing a fucking big ass article, tweeting the shit out of it, making a fucking fuss about it.
And if not, we need to be them cunty type cocksuckers that just watch her with a microscope. And the first time she pulls some bullshit, be like, see, this bitch can't be goddamn judging.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But here's the thing, Eddie. I don't know if you listened to I think it's the MMA Beat.
No.
I think it was last week or the week before. Ariel was talking about, your best buddy Ariel was talking about the MMA JA. And basically he was answering a question, which to me is exactly why a lot of people that, write, for MMA and stuff like that, why a lot of people had their reservations for this whole journalist association thing.
Mm-hmm.
Basically was saying that they weren't going to do anything, no stands, no, in case someone gets booted, they're not going to do anything about that. They're just trying to make themselves better, quote unquote, is what he said.
Time out. It's a fucking club?
Yeah, that's
It's like
basically what it is.
It's the after school media club?
Listen.
What the fuck is that?
Hey, Eddie, shut your mouth. I got one question. Are the Keyboard Warriors invited? Are we part of the team?
They don't want us.
This makes it or breaks it. If we're in, I'm in. And we're riding. If we're not in, then fuck that place. And fuck their association and fuck all of them.
I'll tell you what, I've seen a bunch of people that got turned down, that got all upset about it and put it out on Twitter. If they didn't get in, we ain't getting in, dog. I'm just telling you right now.
Right.
So fuck them. Anyway, Jesse dropped off. Let's see if he comes back. Oh, Raider perfectly. She goes, dude, it's Ariel's Nerd Club. Fucking exactly. That's what it is. Basically. Because well, who's the last one to get in fucking trouble and they couldn't do shit about it? Ariel with the Showtime boxing thing. What did MMAJA do? Not a goddamn thing.
Well, there's nothing they can do, really. What are they going to do? Right. What are you going to do?
Nothing they can do anywhere. That's the problem.
Right. They have no real power. I mean,
exactly.
At the end of the day, what are you going to do? What the fuck?
Make ourselves better.
They're threatening to not cover the sport. Ooh.
Yeah, it's so stupid. It's so stupid. Anyway, all right. Moving on to something a little different here. Now, this one kind of caught me not off guard, but I was so annoyed by it. Edmund Traverdian, whatever the fuck his name is, Ronda Rousey's coach and Travis Brown's coach, right? Came out and said that, first of all, let's just go right to it. He said that he wants one more fight for Ronda Rousey. He wants it to be the Cyborg fight. What the fuck? Yeah, exactly. But
sure. I mean, he's got to make headlines and stay relevant somehow. And listen, man, all due respect, Edmund, you want the fight? Why don't you try to fight her?
You're right.
I mean, you want the fight, so I don't hear Ronda saying she wants that fight. I mean, you say you want that fight. Ronda just got snuffed out by fucking Amanda Nunes, who is on the record as saying she don't want that fight with Cyborg. So, that's cute for you to say it all, Edmund, but something tells me Ronda don't share your sentiment on wanting that fight, bro.
Yeah, definitely. Real quick,
just a hunch.
Yeah. No, we're staying on this topic, but real quick, at the end of the show, if you guys send out any questions that you got for the end of the show, go ahead and send them out. I'll fucking copy and write them down, and we'll do like a little bit of a Q&A. Pretty much anything's on the table. MMA related if you want, but pretty much anything is on the table, and then we'll decide whether we can.
Yeah. Politics, how big Eddie's penis is. Come on, don't be shy. Let's get some good fucking questions. Be pussies.
That's great. Someone's gonna ask now. Anyway, all right. So okay, Jesse, Ronda Rousey fighting Chris Cyborg. Are you even remotely interested?
No, we've already seen what would happen to her against a high-level striker, quote unquote, right? Why would we want to see against someone that hits way harder than both of those chicks? I would say slightly better striking than both of them, from what we've seen. Why would we want to see that? I mean, that's you know what this is? It's so ridiculous because you're asking somebody who, quote unquote, of somebody, right, that has obviously shown no interest in coming back to the sport. She's trying to make her life. She's trying to get married, trying to start her family. Let her do that. Let her be what she wants to be. Why do you want to bring her back to something that's only going to benefit you?
Well, yeah,
that's the thing that pisses me off.
You just said it, because that motherfucker, he needs some beneficiaries. He ain't getting shit right now.
He's dealing with that bankruptcy shit,
problem, right? Yeah, but that's the problem. See, why do we even care what this guy says, who's a scumbag, who is obviously just trying to get a money grab here and trying to keep his name, like Fred said, in the media, right? And we have some idiot that is supposedly a journalist giving them the airtime. This is stupid, guys. Like, why do we even talk until Ronda herself goes out and says, hey, I think I still want some of that Chris Cyborg business about here, man.
Yeah. I mean, dude, even if the idea was to actually like get Ronda back on the right track, is fucking Cyborg the fight you want first?
Fuck no. Like, Rocky Pennington if you want.
You know what? That's the exact name I was thinking. Push for a fight like Rocky Pennington, which is going to be a good fight for Ronda at this point. I'd almost say that Ronda would damn near be the underdog going into that fight. Point. But that's a fight that I could see Ronda winning. Real talk. If she trained hard, played her cards right, and fought the right fight, I think she could beat Rocky.
No, she
Maybe.
could, but she could, but not if she didn't improve her striking, and she's been too busy getting married and whatever else she's been doing. Trying to live life and shit.
Look. Let's think about this though rationally, guys. You're trying to put Ronda Rousey 2 years removed from fighting? Maybe by the time she steps back in there, maybe 2.5 years. Look at what happened to Rockhold in that first round from this past card. It was not good for him, man. And that was, what was he away? Maybe like a year, maybe? I mean, pretty much everybody we've seen take time off as good as they could.
Yeah,
it's those rounds that you really need to put into that octagon to really be sharp. And the fact that Ronda, even before she retired, she wasn't doing too much, doing what she needed to do to be that next level champion. And who is it right here in the comments that her MMA career is dying, and here her coach is trying to kill it off completely. Like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, Gary Coaston said that. He says, yeah, exactly. He wants to kill it all together, and he would. Okay, but okay, I like what Raider said. First of all, she said Ronda should gag order his ass, and she really should. But rematch was Ngannou. That's interesting.
There are interesting fights for Ronda. If Ronda wanted to come back to MMA, it would not be that crazy of a thing. And listen, man, Arlovsky was getting snuffed out by shitbirds like 6 years ago in Poland. Then he made a run, got back to the UFC, and believe it or not, a little over a year ago or whatever the fuck it was, we were actually contemplating Arlovsky was on the cusp of getting a title shot.
Yeah.
He got back to the UFC. He won like 4 fights in a row. Did he knock out Travis Brown or something? I mean, I forget what he did, but he beat somebody, a couple names. Anything is possible. Ronda is not a joke. I mean, it's easy to, MMA is, I say this all the time, we are very much a what have you done for me lately sport, but Ronda could get back in the swing of things. That just goes to show you where Edmund's mind's at. Edmund's on that money. So he wants the biggest money grab possible, and he don't give a fuck if Ronda I don't even know. Maybe he does care. Either way, he's just trying to get the biggest fight possible and get as much money as possible. If you actually wanted Ronda to make a run at something again, what you need for her to do is win a goddamn fight. For her to get that get her mojo back a little bit, maybe win 2 fights, and then maybe we can line the Cyborg fight up, and it wouldn't be, crazy shit happens in MMA, man. But there is a method to the madness. Some things have to be done. She could come back. She could make a comeback, but she has to take the right fights. She's got to train hard. She's got to get the fuck rid of Edmund. She could do it, but she's got to, not like that. What the fuck?
Yeah. Now, here's what got weird with him too. What's up, Jesse?
No. I was just laughing at Fred over here. I mean, he's right. I mean, if you care about your fighter, right? If you're a coach, like, ask any coach if they care about their person that they're coaching. They're not going to look for the biggest matchup, the hardest match possible, or just because it's going to make the money. They're going to look for something that's going to build them back up after 2 crushing defeats back to back. Longo, even Ray Longo, he did not want Chris Weidman going in there against you, Eddie, because he figured that you're a tough guy and you can still beat him up. And you landed on him, you stole on him, and he got hurt. But even Longo, who is very confident in this fighter, this is not a good idea. I don't like this. I don't like this fight, but he wants it. I'm going to do what he wants. It's you have to care about your fighter too.
But I think that was the right fight.
Mm-hmm.
Kelvin used to fight at 170, barely, but he was still there. He's not a huge 85er. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was more, Kelvin is the Rocky Pennington. He's not fucking Luke Rockhold or Yoel Romero. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I don't know, man. It's a little ridiculous. Edmund's a bit of a fucking doucher at this point too. And, at the end of the day, what the fuck? Ronda's talking about going to the WWE, so who gives a fuck that prick's talking? That fight's never going to fucking happen, so.
No way. But the funny thing about it too, Cyborg goes, yeah, I'll fight Ronda in WWE. That's not fighting, chick.
Jesus H. Christ. Yeah, this is all getting a bit ridiculous. Cyborg, just calm down. We're trying to get you the Holly Holm fight so we can all actually give a shit about your next fight. Just please don't ruin this for us. Ronda, go on and do you. Edmund, shut the F up forever. And let's just push on from this whole bad dream and act like it never happened.
Yeah, he needs to cut the shit out to the Travis Brown thing. They blame him solely for the downfall of Travis Brown. And I don't think that's, you know, a far-fetched thing to say, but it's he took it like super like pissy. Like he was apparently he was on the MMA Hour on Monday, and
I heard the interview.
Yeah, he says that he was like super salty, right? Like he was like, he was talking about he had hundreds of people messaging him saying, "You have done an amazing job with Ronda. Oh my God, amazing, happy faces." Then he says, "What happened to that?" Well,
I feel him too. I'll bet you he did. I'll bet you when Ronda was killing everybody and he built his reputation, I'll bet you he did. But the reality is Ronda armbarred everybody and you was her striking coach.
Yeah.
She did hit like a couple people with some strikes, but at that point, that's what's beautiful about MMA, right? The only reason Ronda's striking game opened up at all was because her grappling was so fierce. Hoes didn't know what to do when she would grab a hold of them. And then they're waiting for that big fucking judo throw, and they're trying to get their energy right for that. And Ronda fucking thunder strikes him in the goddamn liver. You know what I'm saying? But she was never come on, Edmund.
Yeah.
Her judo coach needs to be walking around with his chest puffed out. Not you. You didn't make her the beast that she was. You made her striking poor.
Yeah, total dog shit.
What the grade we all give it now. It's poor. And that's what you did with her after 9 years or whatever the fuck.
All right, so let's go from a high level grappler to a high level striker trying to make his comeback or wanting to make his comeback after being gone over a year. Carlos Condit tweeted out, I believe it was yesterday. This is a tweet. Says, "Yo, at Sean Shelby, what's up, big guy? I'm wanting a fight in December or January. What say you?" This blew up because this is the kind of guy you want at 170, right? Throwing fucking fire. Sure, you don't want, but by the way, don't put him against a fucking grappler, okay? Carlos Condit fucking gets taken down easier than anybody. It's fucking sad. But regardless, I'd put him against someone like a striker. But Carlos Condit, man, what are you thinking there, Fred? Who you throw him in there with?
You know who I would like Carlos Condit to fight just because I can't stand the little prick is RDA. Hey. That's just a personal fun fight for me because I think Carlos would throw him a beating and that gives me much joy. But I mean, it's really has Carlos not fought since the Tyron fight?
No. After that, he came back. Let me pull up his.
Who'd he fight? He only came back for one fight though, right? And then he dipped out again.
Yeah, he lost by
to Damian Maia, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So he had the injury to Tyron, then he came back and he got snuffed out by Damian, but he didn't take no damage in that fight at all, right? Damian don't never hurt nobody.
No, he subbed him. It was a first round sub, dude.
Right. It was a choke, right? Like he didn't get nothing broke or nothing hurt.
All right. So after the leg injury or the knee injury, that was in March 15th, 2014, against Tyron Woodley. He's got a TKO win over Thiago Alves. That was a doctor stoppage. But then 2 losses in a row. Split decision loss to Robbie Lawler, which I believe was a title fight. And he got tapped by Damian Maia a few months later.
That's all good shit though. The Robbie fight was hella close, and crazy, with Damian, it's swimming with sharks. You know, he just got caught. There ain't no shame in that. If you hit the mat with Damian Maia and he happens to catch you in something in that first round, ain't nothing to be ashamed about there. You just got. So if he's half of what we remember and he hasn't lost a step and the injuries haven't taken a toll or nothing, then he'll be a very, very exciting welcome back addition to 170. And yeah, I want to see him fight RDA because I think he'll thunderstrike him.
No, I do. I want to see him fight RDA, but that's a firefight to me. I definitely want to see that. All right, real quick, just off his UFC Pittsburgh card because we didn't talk about it. Wonder Boy. Gary Cousins says Wonder Boy. Thompson against Condit.
That would be fine. Who's Thompson fighting though? Wonder Boy's got a fight coming up, right?
Yeah, he's got a fight. Let me pull it up, but he's got a fight. Then I'm pretty sure.
Look, man, 170's got some animals there too. Masvidal. Yeah.
Never mind.
That was actually about the other name I was about to throw out. That's the other name I was about to throw out.
Dude, Masvidal Condit. Woo! God God damn.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of guys there, you know, and Woodley's got the belt, so that's a rematch too. So yeah, I mean, 170 would welcome back Conda with open arms right now.
Fuck yeah, they want someone that'll fight back. I wouldn't mind seeing him in rematch Tyron Woodley, but it'd be hard to sell him for a title shot. You know what I mean?
Oh no, I don't mean immediately. I just mean in general,
Yeah.
throwing him back into the mix. The champion, they got a fight that kind of ended weirdly, so he'll be a very fucking welcome addition back for sure.
Yeah, I think he deserves a shot. All right, let's just hit up real quick. So the main event, Luke Rockhold takes out David Branch by submission to strikes. Jesse, what do you make of these people that went on Twitter immediately and called David Branch a pussy for tapping the strikes?
They should get in there, let Luke Rockhold or pretty much anybody get on top of him and throw a couple punches down and see if they don't tap the strikes.
Exactly, motherfuckers. Seriously, get in there and fucking do it yourself. See if you don't tap that shit. All right, Luke Rockhold had him spread. There was no way Brett's going to turn and get up. All right, and he was just going to take damage. And the ref wasn't stopping it. And I know Fred's got a big old smile on his face. Go ahead, Fred.
David Branch did talk a lot of shit.
Yeah, he
called
owned
him a boy and he was going to kick his ass and all these kind of things. Listen, I don't want no part of any of those gentlemen, so I'm not going to sit here and act like I'll tap the strikes. I don't need my pretty beard getting messed up, Jack. I would tap the strikes all day long. I wasn't one of those people that jumped on there and called him a pussy. But it was, let's just call it ironic that he ended up tapping the strikes with all the jazz he was talking going. But you know what though? Listen, he sold the fight. I was excited going into it. And I'll tell you what, not to steal your thunder, Jesse, or nothing jumping on this fight. He did good in that first round.
Oh, great.
And quite frankly, I'll take it a little further. And I'll throw it right back to you, Jesse, and I'll ask you what you think about this. I think, and this might not really be revolutionary, but I think that David Branch might have kind of put the blueprint between what happened to Rockhold in the Bisping fight and how David Branch fought Luke Rockhold in that first round. I think we might have started to see a bit of what Luke's kryptonite might be, and that's like good, crisp, heavy hands and aggressiveness in that first round. We all know that Luke's got nasty kicks, but I think maybe his boxing might be a little shoddy and holy because David Branch was low-key putting them hands to him in the first round.
I think that's the thing that I took away most from that fight. Luke Rockhold didn't fix anything. He took this whole year off, a single thing about what got him in trouble the first time, which to me, because you're going to be going up against, Michael Bisping again, Bobby Knuckles. You've got guys,
or Bobby Knuckles, who's got the same type fucking game, nasty boxing and aggressive, nasty boxing.
Exactly. So if you go out for a year, you're nursing an injury, but you still got your hands to work on. He's been told now twice about his deficiency in his boxing, department here, where he has his holes, and he still hasn't fixed it. Had a little bit more pop on his punches, he would have knocked him out too. And where would we be with? In my opinion, I think my opinion of Rockhold is the best guy in that division when he's on point, but he hasn't been on point. He's too much. He's drinking his own Kool-Aid at this point, and when you don't fix the problems that you have, you're just not going to get there anymore.
But in his defense, is it fixable? Because now that I'm thinking about it, think about his career, dog. Has Luke ever really been a good boxer? Has he ever really hurt people with punches? Now, when he gets him on the ground, sure, but he always sets up most of his offense on the feet with his kicks, doesn't he? Now that I think about it, even when he beat Jacare in Strikeforce, it was 90% kicks on the feet. Maybe his boxing is just not good.
Yeah, but I mean, when you're throwing punches and kicks and you're dropping your hand, that's a fixable thing. You've seen a lot of boxers. How do they fix that? They tape your hand to your face to make it an automatic movement. There's many ways to fix this problem. If you're not taking the time to fix it, or your coaches aren't, helping you fix it, you need to move. You need to do something, because that is not going to get you that title back. That is going to get you knocked out again.
Might want to go trade with Floyd and them, Jack. I mean, he was training with Henry Hoof, but you know, maybe they weren't fucking teaching him the boxing fundamentals he needs.
Yeah. Raider says, "God damn it, man! Branch should have finished his ass in round 1. Should have, couldn't." But and then Joey Tremendous, what up, man? Says Rockhold is overrated. You agree with that?
God,
maybe. I was riding this dick going into this fight, and then after this fight, I was kind of like, "Whew, that was close, Jack." I thought he was going to steamroll David Branch.
How is this possible, Fred? I'm the one that was calling for Branch to win, but I'm still the guy that thinks that Rockhold is quite possibly the best guy in that division. How is this possible that I'm still coming out with a positive take on Rockhold here?
Because I didn't think David Branch had a snowball's chance in hell. I thought he was going to get worked, and he was actually kind of, like I said, man, I think somebody with good hands and aggression in the first round can knock Luke Rockhold out. I think if you pour the pressure on and you throw them things at him, like I think a nightmare fight, and this is going to sound crazy at this point in the game, but I think a nightmare fight for Luke Rockhold is a prime Vanderlei. The way Vanderlei fights, like that kind of come at you.
Yeah.
I think that like he would just fucking swarm. I mean, not now because he's like a fragile old man, but if we can morph back to the pride Vanderlei, like that type of just coming at you, letting them hands go, eating a kick or two to eventually clip you. I think that's Luke Rockhold. Luke Rockhold either gets knocked out against a guy like that or he puts them on their back. I don't think he wins those fights, though.
Yeah. All right. And then Joey says Strikeforce was a long time ago. Yeah, it was. It definitely was. All right. Co-main event, Mike Perry knocks Alex Reyes out with a nasty knee. He set up nicely. Nice setup with the tie clinch. The tie clinch brought him down to knee level, finished his ass. Now, keep in mind, Alex Reyes was a very late replacement for Thiago Alves, who couldn't make it out of Florida apparently. But Mike Perry looked really good, but impressive win. Anything? Did he gain anything with this one other than the W and the check?
Nope. I mean, you just said it. He got the W in the check. I mean, he did exactly what he needed to do. He did enough. Yeah, he did enough that he probably gonna get that fight with Thiago again, or a fight of equal caliber. He didn't lose nothing at all. But I mean, how much can you really gain by fighting a guy that nobody's heard of on 2 days' notice, who's coming up from 170, I think. So I'm sorry, coming up from 55.
Yeah.
Yeah, but plus the thing is he was supposed to do that, right? That's the thing. When you encounter guys like this, you're supposed to run through them like this. So, I mean, like Fred's saying, I mean, there's nothing really to learn here except that let's move on and see that Thiago fight.
Which we should give Perry a little credit, because fights like this are really dangerous for guys like him because, right, he comes out, lands a beautiful knee like goddamn Kickboxer in the movie, and we're all like, man, that's what you should have done. So, like, anything less than this and we would have pissed on him. So, I mean, got to give credit where it's due. He did come through with an impressive W where, he needed it or we were going to shit on him. So, good shit. He did what he needed to do for sure.
Joey says Alves was pissed off that people questioned the reason he pulled. So the reason he pulled is because he couldn't get out of Florida in time, or he didn't want to leave his family behind.
You know what? Guess what? I don't give a fuck. I'm one of those people that question it. And I'll tell you something. I still fucking question it.
Wait. But there's more to that, though.
What?
Well, listen. It was too late for me. Obviously, the hurricane was tearing shit up. And if he was stuck in Florida and he wanted to stay there with his family, respect, I completely understand that, but you've been known that. You've been known this was going to happen. Why did you wait until like 72 hours before the fight to call DW and them and let them know? Now, if there's something I don't know as an outsider, then I'm sorry, but from what we know looking in, everything was gravy until like 2 or 3 days before the fight. And then they got the word that Thiago can't get out of Florida. Well, come on, man. Did you just make up your mind then? I find that hard to believe. Why you didn't let them know a week or two advance?
No. The problem was that all his flights were getting canceled leading up to the fight. He wasn't going to get in time for weigh-ins, I believe, even. They weren't flying out of there. Plus, the other thing was that he had his dog die because he had moved his whole family into the gym. So I don't know about you dog lovers or any kind of animal lover. Once you've had an animal for quite a long time, I think he had that dog since he had moved here to the States.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically a family staple for him. And for that animal to die of heat exhaustion because of the living conditions they were in, I mean, that's a lot to really handle, man. And I get it. There are guys that, you know, their father dies, you know, a very close family member dies, and they still, you know, suck it up and get through it. But, you know, way, man, sometimes it's just, you just are ready to answer that bell, man.
I guess that's a fair thing to say. I suppose I didn't really quite know all that. It just sucks that it was so close to the fight that everything happened. I just wish that we could get a little bit more of a notice out of guys. But I mean, what the fuck? I suppose if your fucking dog dies like that, what are you gonna do?
Right. Look, I think we talked about it last week. You get your family out of there with your dog, and you're set, man.
Listen,
you know, I don't think the UFC is gonna tell you no, right?
For the record, can I just like take up for me and all the cynics out there and just say that all due respect, Tiago and everybody else, we're scorned by you cocksuckers. You cheating cocksuckers. You're fucking always hitting us with the diuretics, the cocaine, the goddamn T-ball, and the steroids. You fuckers are never making weight on us. All due respect, Tiago, weight's been a problem with you for 4 years now. So sorry for us that when you drop out of the fight 3 days before the fight, we all get a little weirdy-beardy on it. I mean, hearing your dog die and shit, I almost feel bad being a dick now, but, you know, fuck, man. This dude's always got problems with the weight and shit, so it's easy to be like, oh, sure. Old Hurricane Jose, huh? Came through and ruined things. Probably ain't got nothing to do with the fact that you're 23 pounds overweight.
But, you know, the other thing is, I don't, and his frustration, because after this pullout, I think Tiago now holds the record for most pullouts of fights, correct? I think he's got like 7.
Oh, shit.
Right, it's like the boy that cried wolf. This time he actually deserves it. This time he's right, but it's like, of course, now's the time when I turned my back on him when his dog died and shit, but it's because of all the shit that led up to this point where it's like, fuck that, Tiago. Probably some bullshit knowing you.
Right. All right. Real quick on the YouTube comments. Art Bella says Rockhold's about to lose, then gave up on striking in round 2 and won. Luckily, he listened to his corner. Yeah, it's true. And then earlier he had said, I nominate MMA judge Eddie Law. I would do it. If they asked me to be a judge, I would do it. Just, you know, just because mostly because I get to sit in front in you know, cage side or ring side, depending on the event. But I would do it. And you just can't have me. You can't have me ref fights of Mexican boxers though, because I will legit or not ref judge those, because I will watch that so fucked up. I'll seriously, I'll be the first one to go, hey, can't do it. Sorry, can't do it. All right. And then
there goes that ever happening.
What are you gonna do? Not they're gonna call me. Ain't gonna call me to fucking judge a fight. I would do it, mind you.
Not no more. Now that you just clearly said you'll be biased for Mexican fighters.
Yeah, I'm fucking around. Anyway, Raider says, I like Perry because he's like a street fighter, but I mean, calling out Robbie Lawler, that's like going suicide mission, man. And then Joey and Raider went back and forth talking about Robbie's going to take his soul. And then Raider says, dude, Lawler will eat his soul. And yeah, they're all going back and forth, man. But what do you think about that fight?
I mean, listen, of course you're going to pick Robbie in that fight, but don't kid yourselves. Robbie likes firefights. Mike Perry hits like a Mack truck. That's a good fight for Mike Perry because he might just win. I mean, when two guys like there get in that, and that's why we love MMA, right? The same boxing, Jack. One punch fucking comes a cunt hair too fucking soon or whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? And you're gone. If Perry happens to get there first, he could have absolutely knocked out Robbie Lawler. Now, do I see that happening? Fuck no. I highly doubt it. But, like, if I'm Mike Perry, fuck yeah, I want that fight, right? All I need to do is land one punch on Robbie Lawler and my whole life changes, my whole career and everything. If I'm Mike Perry, I see why he's pushing for it. And it ain't like Damian Maia. Robbie Lawler's the type of guy that's going to give him the chance to knock the fuck out of him. So I see why Mike's pushing for the fight.
Yeah, plus the fact that Robbie Lawler's kind of been touched on the chin recently, you know? And his last fight against Cowboy, of Lawler's career, it was a little shaky at first. So I mean, Mike Perry might do some damage there, man.
Yeah, fucking Gary coasting saying Eddie Bird, haha, motherfucker. Now, let's be real. If they asked me to, if they fucking hit me up like, hey, you want to be a judge? I would be fucking fair, dude. Because Triple G definitely won that fight. Anyway, and then real quick, we had a Uriah Hall sighting this last weekend. Not a bad win for him, man. TKO win over Christopher Jocko. Jocko's legit. So, I mean, he got a bonus off of that one.
Listen, I gotta hand it to Uriah Hall. You know what I like about this performance by Uriah Hall? He showed some fucking balls. He fucking took a beating in that first round. He got that fucking uppercut landed on him, and it fucking put him on some fucking wobbly stems, Jack. And he pretty much took a beating for the rest of that round, if memory serves me correctly. And then he came out in the second round and finished the fight. It's impressive shit, man, especially for a guy that, if you're lining up his criticisms, being known to wilt under pressure is kind of at the top of the list. I don't want to jump the fucking gun here, but maybe, just maybe, he's turned a corner. Maybe I almost said Uriah Faber. Maybe Uriah Hall is ready to be who he thought he could be. You know, he looked good in this one. He took a little bit of some adversity and came back and got an emphatic win. That's impressive shit.
Yeah, he looked really good, man. He actually got a bonus off of it. In fact, let me just read off the bonus real quick. Performance of the night: Mike Perry, Uriah Hall. Makes sense. Fight of the night: Gregor Gillespie against Jason Gonzalez. I didn't get to watch that fight.
Yeah, I was watching the Triple G fight during that time.
Yeah. So, did you see it, Jesse?
Well, I didn't see any of it.
No. Okay. Well, he wins by arm triangle choke in the second round.
He did look really impressive. I seen the highlight of him finishing the fight, and he looked like a goddamn animal for what it's worth, though.
Fucking crazy. All right. Fucking a couple more things. Let's just do our UFC Japan. Actually, let's talk about the real quick, because the people were asking me about it on Twitter, and I totally forgot to talk about it. DJ and Ray Borg fighting at UFC 216 now as the co-main event to the interim title, Lee versus Ferguson. Fred, does he deserve? People are bitching that DJ should be headlining.
I don't know, man. Whatever, man. A bunch of fucking crybabies out there constantly. The UFC does whatever it wants to do. Technically, the rule is if it's a higher weight division, the higher weight people headline the card. So if there's two belts on the card and one's the middleweight belt and one's the light heavyweight belt, general rule of thumb is that the light heavyweight belt title fight headlines the card. Now, you can make the argument that this isn't actually a real belt and that DJ's fighting for history, but at the end of the day, DJ's 125 and Tony and them are 155. So they're bigger boys. Yep. Plus, it's a chance to stick it to DJ for fucking pushing so hard for this Ray Borg fight, which I'm all for as far as it goes. Hey, DJ, had you took the TJ fight, might have pulled the old flipperoo on it. And listen, at the end of the day, which fight are you more excited for as a fight fan, Eddie Law?
Lee Ferguson all day.
There you go. That's my answer. So maybe they know what the fuck they're doing, right?
Jesse, any thoughts on that?
Nope, you guys summed it up pretty good. I mean, any fight fan that says that they want to see the DJ fight over that Kevin Lee fight is retarded.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's like it's kind of like what fight should be in the headlining spot, and even though it's not for the real belt, okay. So let's do that hypothetical, right? Let's say it was DJ and TJ for history at 25. For me personally, I would like that fight above the Kevin Lee fight, and I know it's weird, but it just seems like it's more prestigious at that point.
It's more exciting, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Jesse, do you agree with that?
Nope. I think that Kevin Lee fight is gonna be such a great matchup that I would actually, I would like to see that one still in the co-main event, the DJ fight against TJ, because that would be a great lead up into another exciting fight.
Yeah, fair enough. I still disagree with you, cocksucker. I think if they put TJ in there, it'd be a lot fucking better and it would matter more. And with Ray Borg, I hate to shit on Ray Borg like this, especially his whole catching fucking the bird flu last time or whatever. Like that, that fight is, I'm just ready for that fight to come and go, man.
Hear ya. All right. And then real quick, we move on to UFC Japan. Raider says, why are people even bitching? Because that's what the people do. And then Ray Borg's too much of a risk to headline. Exactly.
That's a fucking good point too, as far as it goes.
Like they need to have someone in like on like backup like right now, ready for that fight to jump into that shit. Because
I swear, wouldn't that be gangster as fuck if they just did like a WWE move? They play Ray Borg's music and then they fucking cut it and TJ comes out. Whoa!
Dude, how crazy would that be? Like they just keep it a secret and that fucking happens.
They pan it on DJ's face and he's like,
no. It's like the Undertaker just popped out of the fucking ground and DJ's like, no.
And they like fly TJ down from the roof and shit.
Fuck, that'd be hilarious. Like that would be funny. All right. So this weekend's card is actually on Friday night. So this Friday, not Saturday as usual. So you guys, you fucking go outside on Saturday. Go have some fun.
Is it Friday night?
Friday night.
Okay, I know it's one of those weirdy beardy cards in Japan, right?
Yeah. It gets weirder. It's not on Fox. It's not on FS1. It's not on Fox. It's on FXX. So if you can find that, if you can find that, good. You got the fights. I already know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stream it because I ain't paying cable for shit. So
I love it. FXX. It sounds like a porn site I use.
That's exactly what it sounds like. So anyway, I had a Saitama Japan, fucking site of some legendary fucking cards, Pride cards and all that. They're at the Super Arena, which if you ever seen pictures of it, holy shit, right?
Yo, honestly, that's the most intriguing thing about this card.
It really is.
It's like we get to go back to the Pride Arena and shit. Like that's one of the more intriguing things about even watching this card for me.
So here's the fun part. Headliner, if anyone hasn't heard, because it actually snuck under. People still don't know that Shogun Hua is not going to be headlining in this card. Shogun Hua injured his knee during camp, and it's too much for him to go through with it through the fight. So Obese Improves going to be facing a comeback fighter, Yushin Okami's back in the UFC to wrestle fuck the shit out of OSP.
Oh, this is too good. This is too good. I've been clowning the OSP Shogun rematch since I heard that it was made because I thought that fight was just about the sickest thing I'd ever heard of. And then Shogun drops out and they worship Okami?
Yeah.
Ooh, fuck me.
Okami has returned, and this dude was from the last I heard, he was in the PFL, the Professional Fighters League.
Let me tell you something, Jack.
WSOF.
This fight card is so bad, I'm going to be disappointed in myself for watching it. Nothing but losers are going to be watching this card. If you're sitting around watching this card with me Friday night, you're a fucking ass fuck loser.
Well,
this card sucks, man. I will be watching it, but Jesus Christ.
So that main event, like, do you even know who to pick there? Because I don't know. Like, I legit can't tell you who's gonna win that shit. I can't make a pick here.
OSP should. I mean, Okami's not even a 205er, man. He's strong for 85, but like, I suppose Okami could pull some bullshit and grapple fuck him. But I would imagine OSP can win this fight. More than anything, who gives a fuck who wins it? Here's the important question about this fight. Fucking over or under on it actually being exciting. Will we be able to stay awake through this fight? Like, will this fight suck bad, or will OSP's weirdy beardy striking actually make it slightly entertaining to watch?
Jesse, what are your thoughts on that?
Oh my god. No, this is gonna be a pretty dull, boring main event. I just don't see how it can be exciting. To me, the only saving grace is the co-main event, and then what is it? The one not below it, but the one right before that one. The Saki debut. That's it for me.
Oh, and even that one, he's gonna get fucking murked, dude. But yeah. Anyway, okay, let's talk about the co-main event then, real quick before we get to that one. So there's names on this card, but this might be the most exciting fight. And this whole and Joey Tremendous goes, "I've already tuned out of UFC Japan. And what the fuck is FXX? no idea.
Fucking $1 million question of the night, right there, Jack.
Yeah. Anyway,
it'll be the what is it? The desk debut of Alan Joban. It's gonna be on the call over there on their Fox desk or whatever.
Well, I'll make sure to keep my fucking dick hard for that portion of the card.
Yeah. I mean, I guess.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, the co-main event might actually be exciting though. Claudia Gadelha against Jessica Andrade. I like that fight.
Yeah.
That might be the most exciting fight in the whole card. Because after that, Takanori Gomi and Dong Hyun Kim. And not even that Dong Hyun Kim you're thinking about, the smaller one. and then of course Gokhan Saki making his debut against Enrique de Silva.
Hey, man, is his name Gokhan Saki?
Gokhan Saki.
Man, that is gangster as fuck. That fool's name like a goddamn Dragon Ball Z character.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like, right?
That shit's tight.
Here's a fun fight. I love my bitches on this card. Teruto Ishihara against Rolando Dai. That should be fun. Yeah. Mizuto Hirota against Charles Rosa.
That's a good fight too, actually.
That's not a bad fight. I like Rosa.
That'll be an entertaining fight. I guarantee you.
Yeah. And then Kita Nakamura against Alex Morono. Morono, I think last fight he won and he might have cried. I don't remember, but yeah, that's what I remember from that. Yeah. Juicy Formiga against Oka Sasaki, and then we got Yuri Kondo against Chami Yon. Shinsho Anzai against Luke Juamiao, and a bunch of known people you don't know. Oh, here's the one guy you know. Not the first guy, Daichi Abe. I think he's making his UFC debut. But Hyung Yu Lim.
Hey, my dude.
There you go. That's the guy that Mike Perry, I believe,
was his debut against.
Yeah. Well, no. That's the guy that Mike Perry was coaching somebody, and was saying like he can't even see or something like that because he's Asian.
Yeah. No, Mike Perry's coach said that when
Mike Perry's coach.
Right.
Yeah. I remember hearing that and I was like, God damn, like someone's got to say,
Who's Hyung Yu Lim fighting?
He's fighting a newcomer. It's the first fight of the night. Daichi Abe.
Damn, it's the first fight of the night.
How
the mighty have fallen.
Yeah. So that's your card, ladies and gentlemen. Raider says the only fight on the card anyone even wants to watch in this is that Gadela fight. I agree. I like that fight. I like Ishihara. I don't mind Gomi on there, but that main event, dude, it's a big fuck it. Who knows? So.
Yeah, I'd almost rather throw Gomi in the main event just for fucking name value. I mean, good Lord, OSP, Yushin Okami. Fuck me. I tell you what, they better bring it. They need to because ain't too many people excited for this fucking fight. They better not go out there and stink it up, man.
Right. No, for real. And I mean, you would have thought they would put Gokhan Saki in the main event. Just as almost like a CM Punk-ish type of effect. It's a free card anyway. So on FXX, who the fuck knows how far in the dark web you got to go to find that bitch? But I'm gonna pull that shit up on the stream. I'm not. No. Anyway, all right. So here's your times, ladies and gentlemen. This is Friday night. Okay. Main card is 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific time. The FXX. This is on FXX. And then let me start over. Fucking UFC Fight Pass on their prelims. 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific. Then go to FXX for the prelims. That's literally what they wrote. FXX prelims. 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. And the main card also on FXX, 10 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Pacific time. So if you're tuning in, and I'll be honest, I'm gonna watch the whole thing. So I guess I'll be on the same wavelength as Fred that night, just talking shit.
Yeah. I'll be watching the fucking gay ass card, but whatever. There's some decent fighters sprinkled throughout it. There'll probably be some fun fights. Nothing of too much relevance, but I suppose it's that, or I could go out and get hammered and potentially end up in county jail.
All right, and then just a little bit of a preview of what's up.
I said, you ever guys listen to the Co-Main Event podcast? All us fans that are gonna watch this card, they call us shit-eating wild men. So that's what we are, boys.
We're wild men. Okay. Anyway,
seems legit.
Yeah. So this is the last Friday night's the last card for September. So September 29th, you got free weekend, or that weekend. Then here's the cards for October. UFC 216 Ferguson vs. Lee. Then that's on October 7th. October 21st, UFC Fight Night Cerrone vs. Till. And then October 28th, UFC Fight Night Machida vs. Brunson. So some decent fights coming up next month. So be excited for that.
I wish we could have stole that fucking Machida Brunson fight and threw it on this Japan card.
That would have been great.
That would have been right, a little pal that we needed.
Someone was telling me like they should have put DJ and fucking Borg on this card.
Well, that might have been a bit much, but
yeah, it would have been about the same. To be honest with you, it would have been about the same. Anyway, all right. Yeah, anything else you guys want to talk about before we go?
Two things on my part, but go ahead, Fred.
No. Mine's just cute. So you go ahead, and then I got something we'll round out with at the end.
Okay.
Well, I did want to talk about. I don't know if you guys remember Nick Newell coming back to fighting. Port
Oh, the
Bowser.
one-arm kid.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that too. Go ahead, Jesse.
No. Just he's fighting for LFA soon, so it just sucks to me to see a guy that got away from the sport and now is coming. I don't know if it's money wise or anything, but check him out. He's a pretty good fighter for his time. And then if anybody did not get to see the Combate Americas card, go check it out because it was the co-main and the main really delivered. I think Fred would definitely like that co-main event between Cheyenne Farmer and Brenda Enriquez. That was a good fight. It's right up your alley, Fred. Trust me. And then Combate has also announced yesterday or today that they're doing a tournament in November in Cancun, Mexico.
Yep, you gotta go to Mexico for that.
It's the winner of the tournament is going to win $100,000.
Hey,
Anybody wants to send me or Eddie and Fred to Mexico to cover that card, we will definitely enjoy that and cover it for you guys.
From the beach.
Listen, I know y'all need at least one gringo down there, or it's like gotta be legal or some shit. Y'all gotta have one white boy on the staff, so let's make this shit happen. I know a little Spanish.
All right. What was the other thing? Oh yeah, that was the second thing, right, Jesse? Yeah, no, I mean, I'm actually, I like this kind of things. The one-night tournament we haven't had in a while. Go ahead, Fred.
Okay, my thing is, we've been doing this show for a long time, and I've been looking at Eddie's disgusting mug on my fucking computer screen for a long time, and for some reason, I look to the left side of your face tonight, Eddie, and I see something. No, it's my left. There you go.
Motherfucker. Okay.
An epiphany I've noticed. What in the fuck are you doing with a picture of C-Mac on your wall?
It just happened to be there. Look, right there on my other side.
It just happened to be here. You sound like a guy who just got caught cheating.
Oh, settle the fuck down. Lawler, Rory, and then behind me, let me see if I can pick this shit up without fucking things up. You see right there? Nick and Nate. I just haven't fucking moved shit around. I'll actively settle down. Now I'll actively move my shit around for the next show, motherfucker.
It looks like you got Connor as king in the background. I'm not gonna bullshit you. He's holding the belts up and shit. You got Nate.
Hey, you see that door? You see that door right here? This door right here opens up and covers that up. That's what happens. Okay. But anyway, all right. That is really funny. That's pretty good.
Is Eddie gonna post an Instagram video later? Apologize to Nick Diaz for his right now,
for his disrespectful ways and having Nick and Nate in the corner on the bottom.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, all right. Y'all just hating. That's bullshit. Anyway, all right, fellas. Real quick, rest in peace, Jake LaMotta, Raging Bull, passed away today at 95 years old. If you guys never watched any of his fights, and they're black and white. Sugar Ray Robinson fights that he had were epic. That dude's career has been crazy. And if you haven't seen, I think the movie was called Raging Bull with De Niro.
Yes.
Not a bad movie, so definitely check that out. So again, rest in peace. Yeah. Seriously, the guy was an incredible boxer, for real. And all right, if nothing else, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna do it for us. So you can follow Fred Kirby at Kirby_MMA. You can follow Jesse at Spawat1983. I'm at Eli31 on Twitter. And make sure you go to repcrossmma.com, get yourself some represent gear. Of course, spicespros.com. And hooking us up with the giveaways and stuff. New one coming soon, not for 216, but for 217, from what I've been told. So keep up with that, or stay tuned for that. And yeah. Oh, by the way, so now that we're doing the live shows, instead of putting the fucking long ass link on Twitter and have it send you to some fucking random fucking video, all the live shows when they are live will be at crossbonesmma.live, right? But they will still go back to .com. For once those are over, they'll be on there as normal videos. So definitely keep that in mind. And I'll be tweeting that out before live shows. It's crossbonesmma.live. It'll take you directly to the live show and you'll be good to go. I got the idea from Rogan. Rogan does that. It's like joerogan.live or something like that. And I actually like how that works. So you just have to tweet out a link. You just put that joerogan.live. There you go. Anyway, and of course, thoughts with Puerto Rico with the hurricane going down there. I saw an incredible video from there, and it's getting fucking crazy. So, hopefully everyone there stays safe. And of course, thoughts with Mexico after suffering their second massive earthquake in less than 14 days, I think it is. And a lot of people, like dozens of people, have died. So it's definitely something that it makes you wonder about about your next days. Anyway, all right. If nothing else, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for us. Shout out to Gary, Raider, Joey Tremendous going back and forth with it. Art Bell tuning in. I appreciate everybody. Prayer Rose and our boy Jeremiah. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you guys next week. Have a good night, good evening, good morning, depending on where you're at. And good night, Wilshire.